Hey everyone. Well, we just finished up day 3 at Southwest Virginia Regional Jail Facility. We had an awesome time there. I don't know, a lot of services, but today we went in to spend all day with one particular group of men who are in a faith-based restorative program. And these guys were like, they were just soaking up everything I had to say, because I'm a guy who came home from prison and failed. So in my mind, I failed. I mean, in many ways. So I know what they're coming home to, and I know what they're believing right now before they come home. And I'm telling them not to be cocky, not to think they got this, because the world's right outside that door waiting to smack them hard right in the face. So it was, you really have to experience it to appreciate what we're talking about. But these are the dredges of society, the people that most of you, or most of our culture, I should say, would want to run from. And, with the exception of brokenness and there but for the grace of God go I. I mean, there's no place I would rather minister than in a prison, because it's real, it's genuine, it's transparent, it's not fake, it's not phony, nobody's posing, nobody's pretending, we're all on the same page. And you don't have to flower things up. You can talk about God, you can talk about the Word of God the way it is, because we all know who we really are. And so I'll take preaching in a prison over a church any day of the week. And I had the opportunity to share my vision for prison reform with these guys, talking to them about, removing the policy of parole, just eliminating it, compelling inmates to achieve in order to reduce time, and not just by being good day to day, because I've said it before, you're going to have to be good when you go home, but by accomplishing something that's going to be life-building and add to their success when they come home. For those things, I have no problem rewarding inmates, and they feel the same exact way I do. And Heidi, I don't know how many men and women we spoke to over the past 3 days.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. But I've been kind of doing research indiscriminately, but not most of them, not 95% of them, but 100% of the men and women we spoke to in prison are dealing with trauma. Unaddressed trauma, whether it's sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, abandonment, betrayal, all kinds of things, parents dying. I mean, incredible stories, but they're dealing with grief and loss and trauma. And I put out that post last night that probably a lot of you might have read about Tennessee. We just went through Tennessee on our way. We're in North Carolina right now. And the governor, he's putting in place, programs for mental health, and he's putting in programs for building trades and education. It ain't gonna work. And I hate to come across like a pessimist, but these 3 days really just convinced me. Because mental health, you have to understand what mental health means in prison. Mental health means I'm gonna medicate you. We're gonna find the right medication for you so you behave right. And not in every instance, but in a lot of instances, it's about getting people the medication they need to cope with life. And Teen Challenge is a great example of a place where people go there. They're on all kinds of medication. Oh, they're bipolar, they're ADHD, they're oppositional defiant disorder, they're this, they're that, they're on all this stuff. And Teen Challenge says, well, when you come here, you can't take none of that stuff. And a year later, guess what? Those same people that were on all that stuff never take it again. That's our answer to mental health. Take a pill. And guess what? It doesn't work, and it's never going to work. What Heidi and I do, it works because it touches the spirit of man. And you know, I'm going to keep pressing for this. And we had, oh, what an incredible time. I really wish they took some pictures, so we're going to be posting them for you later. It's not often you get to get pictures inside. But man, there was a situation where Heidi and an inmate were singing a bunch of worship songs together. Man, let me tell you something. The men were weeping. They were weeping. And
Well, the interesting thing about this one gentleman was yesterday Mike went around, or it might have been the first day. I think it was the first day. Mike went around and said, "What are your dreams?" Right? Because you got to figure that most of them have given up on their dreams if they had any in the first place. And so we were going around the circle, and we get to this one guy, and he's got this deep voice.
yeah, he's got a real deep
like
voice.
Scotty McCreery on American
like
Idol.
Casey Thomas.
Right. Yeah, right, Casey. And he said that, he has a passion for music, and he plays music and everything. And I looked at him and I said, "You're a worship leader. That's what you are. You are a future worship leader." And, it kind of like, made him sort of like step back. And
Yeah.
I said, "No," I said, "if God has gifted you with music and with a voice, and you are now one of his children, you're a worship leader." And so he picked out a couple of songs, and we just sat down and sang them together. And
They tried to take pictures, and
they
the
tried to take
camera
pictures,
didn't
and
work.
the camera didn't work. But it was a real special moment.
It was really
moment.
special.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to convince him to leave the jail and go to Teen Challenge for a year to you got roots that are like surface roots, and then you got the tap root. And the tap root goes way down, and it's really hard. I don't know if you ever tried to pull out a tap root, but they're really hard to pull out. And so he's really considering it because he's 40 years old. He's been struggling with addiction for 30 years. I think he's 43. But it's been a long time, and I said, "Brother, you need more time under your belt."
Yeah.
And so I'm telling you, I've never met people more appreciative, for what we do and for just sharing our life experience, because that's really what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys can see out the back window.
It is foggy.
But I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, we are up
my word.
in the sticks. But anyway, we had an amazing time. And again, for those of you who pray for us,
Yeah.
some people who don't understand prayer out there, that's power.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing the kind of work that we're doing, in the kind of environment we're doing it in. And for those of you, again, Chris Ann and Kevin and Debbie and Jim, I just want to mention your names because you've blessed us financially. Missy,
Yeah.
and Dave, the guy from North Carolina. I'm sorry, the guy from Virginia who was in the jail.
Yeah, one of the
He's like, "Man, I can't believe you guys come down here on your own dime and you do this stuff on your own dime." He's like, "Everybody wants money." He goes, "I gotta give you something."
so he gave us a donation.
He gave us a donation, and that's how we roll.
Mm-hmm.
We just leave it up to God to put it on people's hearts to help do what we do, to see what we do as being something that's extremely valuable, and we go and do it. And
So tell them about your little luncheon conversation about what you're thinking of doing.
Well, because we know, and as I said, anybody who knows anything about reform knows that nothing has the success of a faith-based program. And so, you know what? A lot of people are offended by faith. A lot of people are offended by the name Jesus Christ. But you know what? A lot of people aren't. And a lot of people would like that opportunity. And so I'm going to begin to pray about opening a prison for Christians that would be funded by Christians, right? Because people are lost and nothing in this world satisfies. There's nothing. I've done it all. I've tried it all. I've drank it all. I've smoked it all. I've done it all. And there's nothing that satisfies man because they always want to get something else. And so the only thing that I've found that satisfies the soul is Jesus Christ. And so for the people who want that, for the people who want to be free, you know, from that stronghold. I would love to open a prison for Christians, and it would be funded by, like in my vision, it would be funded by places that are Christian corporations, like a place like Chick-fil-A.
Right, or Holly Hobby.
Yeah,
right?
just like off the top of our head.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Mike's Pillows, or Mike, you know, the guy with My Pillow.
My Pillow.
My
right.
Pillow, right? So I believe that those individuals would fund something like that. And so, you know, you want to pray about something like that with me? If you know somebody who might go along with that kind of a vision, you know, let me know. But I'm thinking seriously about doing something like that. When you talk about the privatization of prisons, it's not going to be because, you know, we're trying to make a fortune off of it. It's going to be because we're trying to change people's lives and destinies. And it's just something I'm going to be praying about and thinking about.
Yeah.
Because it's something I know I can do.
Right.
And I know that I'm equipped to do it because of all of the failure in my life, having walked through that failure and then having overcome that failure. And I know exactly how to do it. And here's the thing. Sometimes you just can't get people to listen to you. And when they don't listen to you, you got to do it yourself. And, you know, that's kind of where I'm at now. And we're going to see.
Yeah, because, I mean, I'm going to say, I would venture to say that at least 30 people gave their lives to Christ.
In other words, 30 people said, today I'm going to stop looking to myself for all the answers. I recognize the fact that I am insufficient as a man or a woman. I don't, you know, I didn't create life, and I can't save life. And so today I'm going to put down my dependency on myself, and I'm going to admit my need for God. And I'm going to ask Jesus into my life. It changes everything. And I told the guys today, listen, I tell you, I used to live for the applause of the world, you know, the approval of the world. I said, but you know what? In the world's eyes, I'm a failure. But I don't live for that anymore. I live for an audience of one, for the approval of one. And I'm going to tell you something. That's a heavy burden lifted. When I don't have to, when I'm not seeking your promotion and your approval and all of that, I'm telling you. So these guys were really listening, and wow, look out there. Oh, we are high up,
Yeah, really.
but it's foggy.
It is very fun.
Anyway, we're very excited. I mean, we're very pumped. We're very tired, drained, but we're going to go back and kind of debrief together. And I'm going to give some thought to this private prison that some Christian corporations might fund its operating. Yeah.
And so one of my premier jeweler's sisters, Casey. Hey, Casey.
Hi, Casey.
So she connected us with her sister, who happens to work at a radio station, a Christian radio station, down in Hendersonville, North Carolina. She was trying to hook us up to see if maybe we would be able to, you know, get an interview. So they're very interested. It didn't work out for today, but that's okay. We're going to be coming back here to North Carolina, if not in the summer, definitely in September. There are several men in, you know, the administration that want Mike to speak at various events. So what we're going to try and do is put something together for like maybe a week or so.
Or 2 weeks.
Yeah, or 2 weeks.
Where we go back into the jail.
Right.
Spend time with the inmates and then do those sorts of events with them.
Right. So, so we appreciate you making that connection, Casey. And then we're heading off to this wedding tomorrow with the first inmate who got Mike's book in prison, when he was in prison. He's been out for quite some time now and doing well. And then Sunday, we're really looking forward to going to Pastor Tom McCracken's community church in Salem, North Carolina. So we still have a number of things ahead of us. But it has just been a fantastic 3 days.
But we feel your prayers.
Yeah.
Philippa, Melissa, the people that are praying for us, Kevin. Yeah. And We're grateful. This
Our family back at Life Chapel.
this is such a privilege, really, to do what we're doing. It really, I consider it a privilege to do this.
All right. Until the next time.
Until the next time. What I think I want to do tomorrow is take a picture with Dylan,
Okay.
and then maybe show them him before and
Yes.
show him now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
God bless you.